Gentlemen, let me ask you something. When was the last time you woke up feeling truly charged like the man who could lift, lead, and love with unstoppable energy? For too many men over 60, that version of themselves feels like a distant memory. But what if I told you that the answer isn't a risky procedure or a handful of expensive pills? What if the key to restoring your power has been hiding in plain sight, inside a vitamin, and most men are dangerously low on? Today, I'm going to reveal that surprising vitamin and show you Six Life, changing ways it can turn back the clock on male vitality. Let's start with a fundamental shift in how you think about the nutrient. Most people hear the word vitamin and they picture something polite, a gentle helper, a little nutritional backup dancer. But the surprising vitamin we're talking about today doesn't play a supporting role. It steps onto center stage and starts giving orders. That's because after the age of 60, this compound vitamin D behaves less like a traditional vitamin and far more like a master hormone. And hormones, as any man over 60 knows, run the show. Here's what I mean. A true vitamin is something your body can't make on its own, so you must get it from food. But your body can produce vitamin D when sunlight hits your skin. That's clue number one that we're dealing with something different. Once vitamin D enters your bloodstream, it travels to your liver and kidneys to be converted into a potent, active molecule called calcitriol. Calcitriol then binds to receptors located not just in your bones, but in your muscles, your brain, your heart, your prostate, and yes, your testicular tissue. When it locks onto those receptors, it literally turns genes on or off. That's what hormones do. That's what this vitamin does. Now, why does this matter so dramatically after 60? Because as you age, your skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight drops by more than half. Your kidneys become less efficient at converting it to its active form. And if you spend more time indoors, as many older men do, your levels can crash without you feeling a thing. The result is a silent hormonal withdrawal. Your body still has the receptors, still has the genetic blueprints for male power, but the key no longer fits. Testosterone synthesis slows, muscle protein synthesis downshifts, neurotransmitter function dulls, and you chalk it up to getting old. But here's the truth that changes everything. Restore vitamin D to optimal levels, not just barely adequate, but optimal, and you effectively flip that master switch back to on. Clinical research shows that men with sufficient vitamin D have significantly higher free testosterone than their deficient peers. One randomized trial found that supplementing with over 3,000 you daily for 1 year increased bioactive testosterone by more than 20%. That's not a vitamin tweak. That's a hormonal renaissance, and it happens without injections, without prescriptions, without risky protocols. Think of it this way. Your body after 60 isn't broken. It's not worn out. It's simply missing a signal. The machinery is still there. The Leydig cells in your testes that produce testosterone, the androgen receptors in your muscles, the nitric oxide pathways in your blood vessels. But without enough active vitamin D, those systems operate in a dimmed, sluggish mode. Replenish that nutrient and you turn up the voltage. Men report feeling stronger in the gym, clearer in the mind, more driven in the bedroom. Not because they've taken a drug, but because they've finally given their own biology the trigger it was waiting for. That's why this isn't just another supplement recommendation. It's a game-changing understanding of what steals male power after 60 and what gives it back. So let me bring this home for you. What we've uncovered today is not a fringe theory or an overhyped internet remedy. It is a biological fact backed by decades of research. Vitamin D, the sunlight vitamin, acts as a master hormone switch that directly influences testosterone production, muscle integrity, mental clarity, and cardiovascular function. After 60, your body's ability to produce and activate this nutrient plummets, often by more than half. And most men walk around with no idea that their fatigue, their weight gain, their brain fog, and their loss of drive are not inevitable signs of aging. They are symptoms of a deficiency that has a simple, affordable, and powerful solution. You don't need to accept feeling half alive. You just need to give your body the one key it has been desperately waiting for. Think about the 6 pillars we've laid out. Natural testosterone restoration without prescriptions. Melting the stubborn over 60 belly while rebuilding lean muscle. Sharpening your mind until the fog lifts and you feel like yourself again. Supercharging your heart and your stamina in the bedroom. All of this is connected by a single thread of vitamin that costs pennies a day and that you can start using this afternoon. The men who have made this change report something remarkable. They don't just feel better, they feel recognizable to themselves. They wake up with purpose. They walk into a room with quiet confidence. They surprise their partners, their children, even their own doctors. This isn't about pretending to be 30 again. It's about being the strongest, sharpest, most capable version of your actual age. And that version is still inside you, waiting for the right signal. I know what some of you are thinking. You've tried things before. You've been disappointed by promises that sounded too good to be true. And that's exactly why I'm not asking you to trust me blindly. I'm asking you to trust the science in your own body. Get a simple blood test to ask for your 25 hydroxyvitamin D level. If you're below 50 ng/ml, you are almost certainly leaving male power on the table. If you're below 30, you're in the deficiency danger zone. Then take action. A high-quality vitamin in D3 supplement with K2, taken with a meal that contains healthy fat. 15 minutes of midday sun on your skin when possible. Retest in 90 days. Thousands of men over 60 have done exactly this and watched their numbers, and their lives transform. No gimmicks, no expensive clinics, just biochemistry working the way it was always meant to. So here is my final question to you, gentlemen. How many more mornings will you wake up feeling sluggish, foggy, and less than the man you know you still are? How many more years will you let a silent vitamin in deficiency steal your drive, your strength, and your confidence? The power was never lost. It was never taken by age. It has simply been dormant, waiting for a key that you now hold in your hands. You have earned your decades of experience, your resilience, your wisdom. Do not let a lack of one essential nutrient rob you of the energy to enjoy every single one of them. Talk to your doctor, get tested, start today. Your second act is not a memory, it is a choice, and that choice begins with a single, surprising vitamin. And thank you for being here today. You didn't just listen to a speech, you received a set of clear, science-backed commands that you can upload into your life starting right now. Check your vitamin D levels, get that blood test, take the right supplement with fat and K2, spend a few minutes in the sun. Retest in 90 days. These aren't vague suggestions. They're commands, simple, specific, and life-changing. And now that you have them, the only thing left is to act. I want to thank you for your time, your attention, and your willingness to invest in yourself. Too many men over 60 quietly surrender to fatigue and loss of drive, believing it's just the way it is. But you chose to stay curious. You chose to listen for a better answer. And that choice alone tells me you're not done. You're just getting started. So here's my goodbye to you. Go be the man this information was meant for. Go restore your power, not with desperation, but with knowledge. And if you do nothing else today, upload these commands into your calendar, your medicine cabinet, your conversation with your doctor. Because the best thank you you can give me is living proof that this works. Goodbye for now. Take care of yourself. And remember, your second act doesn't wait for permission. It waits for action. Now go take it.